magical friends. Welcome to another weekly learning here in Mindset by Design for Her. These learnings are all created to really allow you to understand your brain better so that you can really dominate your business and your life. And I really believe that knowledge is power. So as we uncover all of these different learnings each and every week, you're going to understand your brain better. You're going to understand why you sometimes make certain decisions, maybe that aren't the best for your business and your life, so that then you can know better and you can do better, right? So Maya Angelou has one of my favorite quotes, and that is what it says, is that once you know better, you do better. And that's what we're doing right here, right now. So this week, our topic is decision fatigue. And decision fatigue is something that I think most people suffer with, right? So there comes a time when, and essentially decision fatigue just means that sorry, my dog is making an appearance here. So decision fatigue basically means that you've made so many decisions that your brain literally gets fatigued. And as a matter of fact, we make about 35,000 decisions every single day. And I think for entrepreneurs, if that's the average person, I would say entrepreneurs probably make even more than that. That's enough to write a book, you guys. That's enough for an entire novel, which is just insane. So no wonder we're tired. And the fact of the matter is that your brain is very much like a muscle. So the more and more and more you use it, the more and more and more fatigued it gets, just like a muscle. So if you do a long bout of exercise, you're going to get tired. If you make a million decisions, your brain's going to get tired. And if it was just that your brain was tired, that really wouldn't be that big of a deal. The problem is that it affects your willpower, it affects your productivity, it affects your decision making, it affects your ability to stay calm, it affects your moods. You'll get very, very angry, and I think that you can all understand this. So I bet you there's been a time in your life when you've made so many decisions that one person says one thing and asks you one question and you completely explode or just get very angry at that person or snap at that person simply because they asked you a question. It was all because of decision fatigue. So this is something that's very, very important for us to understand. It's something, again, that happens to everyone. And it's just important for you to understand that you are making these 35,000 decisions every single day, starting from the second you open your eyes. So the second you open your eyes and your alarm goes off, you're already making that decision. Do I get up now, or should I hit the snooze button? Should I go to the gym, or should I go ahead and get up? Should I have coffee first? Should I have breakfast first? Right? So you're just constantly making these decisions from the second you wake up, and then as soon as you get into work mode, those decisions just increase at an exponential rate. The cool thing is there are things that we can do to help us not suffer with decision fatigue. The other thing that's important when it comes to an entrepreneur is that it's important for us to manage our brains and our minds, because the decisions that we make are directly affecting our businesses, right? And even as, let's say if you're watching this and you're not an entrepreneur yet, but you would like to become one, or you just have this thing in your heart that you are getting pulled to do more, right? It's all about the decisions that you're making. Do you take the leap? Do you not? Do you hire the coach? Do you not? Do you make the website? Do you not? Right? And these are all decisions that if you've had too many decisions, you'll oftentimes make the wrong decision because, and if you look at the blog that I wrote, and if you are watching this on YouTube, I will link it below. If you are in the group, I've already posted it in the group. You can go to it. There's actually a graph, and it shows how as decision making increases, the quality of the decision making decreases. So important for us to get a handle on this. So what I'm going to do is just take a look at the blog that I wrote here and give you the 5 strategies that I came up with in order for you to make the best decisions that you can, in order for you to be the most productive you that you can be, in order for you to manage that willpower battery, in order for you not to snap at people or make the wrong decision, right? Another thing that can oftentimes happen is that when we are in decision fatigue and someone asks us, let's say you have a brick and mortar business and somebody's like, what color should I paint this room? And you're just maxed out on decisions. So you say, I don't care, you pick. Just anything, I don't even care. But then you get to the room and it's an ugly color that you didn't like. Well, guess what? You could have avoided that if you would have just put these 5 simple strategies in place and manage your decision fatigue a little better. Okay. Thanks, Andy. Andy says this is a great topic. I agree. When I was writing this, I actually learned a lot. So number 1 is you have to prioritize quiet time. And you might have noticed this. So I bet you've noticed that some of your best ideas that you've ever had come when you're out in the wilderness, out on a walk, when you are walking your dog, when you're brushing your teeth, when you're taking a shower, right? And that's because these things happen unconsciously. They don't take your conscious mind to make the decision, right? So let's say when you're brushing your teeth, you can do that with blindfolded, with your eyes closed, lack of sleep, tons of sleep, right? It's just something ingrained in your subconscious mind that you do all the time. So when you are doing these types of activities that take little to no effort of your conscious mind, it allows your subconscious mind to express all of these amazing thoughts and ideas and be creative, right? This is why it's so important that you prioritize quiet time. One of the ways that you can do that is by meditating or just setting aside time for quiet time. It doesn't have to be like, sometimes we have this idea that meditation has to be this big deal, this thing that we have to do, but it can literally take 5 minutes just to quiet the mind, recharge those batteries, right? Because that's the thing, is that everything's very much in the body like a battery. And the more and more and more you fatigue it, the more and more and more it needs to be charged up for you to be able to utilize it correctly, right? The other thing you can do is listen to those positive affirmation tracks. Positive affirmation tracks are great because basically what it's doing is embedding these beautiful, magical, amazing beliefs into your subconscious mind. So those start to happen automatically, right? I'll leave a link below with the positive affirmations track on my website. You can download that 100% for free. So that's number 1, is prioritize quiet time. This allows you to tap into your subconscious mind more easily. This is where all your new and creative knowledge lives that gets blocked by the conscious mind. So take time every day to quiet that down. Number 2, create habits and routines that decrease the amount of decisions that you have to make every day. So if you think about many different really high level people in the world, so for example, Steve Jobs, Barack Obama is another one. They constantly wear or wore, for Steve Jobs, the same outfit. For Steve Jobs, it was that turtleneck with the jeans with the round glasses, turtleneck, jeans, round glasses, turtleneck, jeans, round glasses. He didn't just do this because he loved turtlenecks and jeans so much. No, he did this because choosing an outfit was one less decision his mind had to make, because he had way bigger fish to fry when it came to decision making than what he was wearing. He really could care less what he had on his body. And so if he had 20 black turtlenecks and 20 pairs of the same Levi's jeans and 20 pairs of the same shoes, guess what? He could just blindly pick top, bottom shoes and go on his day, right? So that he could build this multi-billion-dollar company. And you can do this in your own life. Now, does that mean you have to wear the same outfit every day? No, but what you can do is have, like, let's say 3 or 4 different breakfasts that you do. So let's say every Wednesday you have pancakes, or every Monday you have eggs, or every Tuesday you have cereal, or you just have like 3 go-to breakfasts that you do every single day. So you just pick, which one am I in the mood for, but you only have 3 to choose from. So it's not like your brain is like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Right? You can do this with your outfits. You can choose your outfit the night before. So in the morning, it's already laid out. You don't have to choose, what am I going to wear today? Oh my gosh, is this clean? Is that clean? Does this match? Does that match? I've had people come to work with 2 different pairs of shoes on, all of that stuff, right? So decision fatigue is hugely important. It's important for you to just make as many choices as you can prior to, so that you can leave your brain more time, effort, and energy to focus on the things that are much, much more important for us entrepreneurs. That is our businesses. That's our livelihood. That is, for me as a spiritual person, that is my connection to the divine and source, right? So much more important. So that is number 2, is to create habits and routines that decrease your decision making, right? Number 3 is to chunk down your day. So this is something that I talk to about my clients all the time. And if you have any questions about my coaching or coaching with me or anything like that, please make sure to DM me. You can go on my website and fill out an application. You can leave me a comment in the comment section below. But one thing that I work on with my clients a lot is chunking. And what chunking means is basically creating silos in your week. So for me, every single Monday I know is an article writing day or a content creation day. Every Tuesday I see clients, and I also visit with you beautiful people here on Facebook Live. But I have these things chunked out and siloed. Then I have on Fridays, it's always my catch-up day. So I try not to see clients on that day. I make exceptions depending on my client's schedule, but I try to keep that day as open as possible so that I can catch up on things, whether that be sleep, whether that be emails, whether that be getting out into nature, whatever it is, right? So essentially it's batching your work. I'm just taking a look at my blog here. Batching your work so that then when the time comes, let's say Monday comes and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I need to work on today? Well, guess what? You are like, for me, I already know that's an article writing day. So whether I'm tired or not, I don't have to think. Like, I just know, okay, I'm either going to write an email, search for content, search for creative things that I want to share with you beautiful people, whatever it is, search for things that are just great for my knowledge and skills so that I can help my clients even further, right? But I don't have to think about it. And like, for example, I've been really sick this week. But because I have my schedule created in that way, I didn't have any clients yesterday, so that was okay. I didn't have to see any clients. And on top of that, I was able to leisurely work on article writing, creating this content that I'm presenting for you today, right? But I didn't have to utilize my brain too much to think of that, okay? So that's chunking your day, batching your work, so that you know each and every day, right? I even have some clients that like to batch by hour, right? So they maybe check email from 8 to 10. And then they switch off their email all the way until about 4 to 6. And then they do emails again, right? So you can batch your day in whichever way makes sense for you, whichever way feels good to you, and whichever way is going to reduce the amount of decision making that you have to make. Again, this is all about decision fatigue and whatever's going to work best for you so that you don't suffer from decision fatigue. The next thing is give yourself a deadline. This is something that we're going to actually cover more next week, which is awesome because this is a hugely important topic. But deadlines allow your brain to get out of that analysis paralysis. So if you have an indefinite deadline, right? So let's say, and it's kind of interesting because if you have a day to do something, guess what? It'll take a day. If you have a week to do something, guess what? It'll take a week. If you have a month to do something, guess what? It's going to take a month. And if you don't put some sort of a deadline on it, your brain will just start to spin its wheels and spin its wheels and spin its wheels and spin its wheels, and you will go nowhere fast. So putting a deadline on something allows your brain to have a target to aim for. The other thing that this is what we're going to cover next week, which is just a part of a bigger topic, is setting an intention. So if you have an intention that today I'm going to complete X, Y, and Z, guess what? All of a sudden your brain is like, I'm going to complete X, Y, and Z. That is the intention that is set forth. It's going to happen, right? So setting a deadline gives your brain something to aim for, and it also forces you to make a decision by a time so that analysis paralysis doesn't happen where you make no decision at all. Okay? So that's number 4, which is give yourself a deadline. Number 5, make sure you have snacks, okay? This is a silly one, but it's actually really important from a science perspective. And so let me explain this to you. So basically, there's a lot of science behind this, and I want to just make sure I get this right. So basically, your brain's main fuel source is glucose. And if you do not have enough glucose, guess what happens? Your brain doesn't operate correctly. So let's say if your car is low on gas or runs out of gas, guess what? It doesn't run anymore. So if your brain doesn't have the fuel that it needs, it cannot function. The next thing that's super interesting, and this is from a hormonal perspective. Oh, okay. I just lost connection, and now it says connection available again. Okay, so hopefully I'm back on. So this is really interesting. So there's a hormone called ghrelin. It's spelled, let me spell this for you if you want to look it up. It is, I can't find it, of course. Anyway, Ghrelin. And this is produced in your stomach when you are hungry. Ghrelin is how you pronounce it. And what's been shown scientifically is that this hormone decreases impulse control. So when it comes to making decisions, right, it's really important that you're not impulsive. And decision fatigue, one of the things that happens is that you become very impulsive with your decision making. And that is actually a negative thing, because that's whenever you run into those problems where it's like, I don't care, you decide. What color do you want this room painted? I don't even care. I've made too many decisions. You decide. Your impulse control is completely off. So when you are hungry and that hormone is being excreted, guess what? Your impulse control goes out the window, and therefore your decision making goes down. So it's so important, if you have a long meeting, or if you just know it's going to be a long time between meals, that you have some sort of a healthy snack, so that your brain not only has the fuel that it needs to operate correctly, but so that your stomach doesn't start producing those hormones that hormone ghrelin that reduces your impulse control. The interesting thing about this too, from like a diet perspective, is that when it releases that hormone, your decision making changes also with the foods that you choose, right? And your brain, because it runs off of glucose, and glucose essentially is a sugar, you will have low impulse control, and then also your brain will be suffering from low sugar. So guess what you will turn to? Anything that is high in sugar, anything that is bad for you, junk food, anything that your brain is like, that will give me calories really fast. And on top of that, my decision making is low because this hormone has been excreted. So guess what? I don't really care what I eat. Just give me calories, give me food, give it to me now so that I can run correctly, right? So that's just an interesting kind of side note. So those are the 5 simple strategies that you can use to combat decision fatigue. This is so important as an entrepreneur and as a human in general. If you have any questions about this topic, please leave them in the comment section below. If you feel kind of like it's a more sensitive topic, or if you just want to ask me something personally, please feel free to leave me a DM. I'm happy to talk to you in there. And until we meet again, I want to wish you so much love and so many blessings. If you have any questions about coaching or anything that goes on in this group, you can again leave them in the comment section or DM me personally, and I will speak to you so soon. Bye guys.